Hello, good morning students. How are you? Fine? Okay, today we are here to discuss a new topic from our geography. The lesson is our country, India. What is it? Our country, India. You know that India is a beautiful country. India is a wonderful country. It's an amazing country and an incredible country of all the countries in the world. Am I right? Okay. So today we are going to have a discussion on our country, India. Shall we begin? Thank you. So we know that India is a peninsula. Dear students, India is a peninsula. So what is the meaning of the word peninsula? Peninsula is a land which is surrounded by water on its three sides. What is it? A land surrounded by water or water bodies on all its three sides. Suppose it is four sides? Yeah, it's called as island. Yes, but India is not an island country. India is a peninsula. Means a land which is surrounded by waters on its three sides. So you can see India here over here in the map. So this is our beautiful country, India, and we can see that India, I told you, it's a peninsula. So India is surrounded by waters on its three sides. Look at here. It's Bay of Bengal to the east, and Arabian Sea to the west, and Indian Ocean to the south. What are they? Bay of Bengal in the east, Arabian Sea to the west, and Indian Ocean to the south. So India is surrounded by waters on its three sides. Hence, India is a peninsula. Am I right? Okay. Now let us see what a beautiful country India and what is its area. Its area is 3.28 million square kilometers, and we know that. Let us see the extension of our area from north to south of India and to the east and west of India. Suppose we take the extension of India from north to south, that is from Jammu and Kashmir to Kanyakumari, and from to the east. What is the east? From Arunachal Pradesh in the east to Kutch in the west. Kutch in the sense Gujarat. Gujarat in the west. What is the extension? How many kilometers is it running from Jammu and Kashmir to Kanyakumari? See over here, from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, the length or the kilometers is 3,200 kilometers. How much it is? 3,200 kilometers. From where? From Jammu and Kashmir to Kanyakumari. From Jammu and Kashmir to Kanyakumari. When you see the extension of India from Arunachal Pradesh to Kutch in Gujarat, it is 2,900 kilometers. From Arunachal Pradesh to Kutch in the west, that is in Gujarat, it is 2,900 kilometers. How many kilometers? 2,900 kilometers. I hope you are catching me. Now let us see in population wise, India is the second populous country in the world. What is the first? You are right. It is China. China stands first in the population and our country stands second in the population. Let us see over here. Yeah, look here. Here we have both the maps of our country and the China. China, you know that it's the most populous country in the world. How many crores as of now? 143 crores. China stands first in population with 143 crores. Coming to our country, India, it is 138 crores. India is a beautiful country. Okay, it stands second in the population, that is 138 crores. Okay, so with a lot of diversity, so many languages, so many religions, so many dialects, India is such a unique country, you know, and we are going to discuss more about this country in the following slides. Let us see what are the physical boundaries of our country. What are the physical boundaries of our country? To the north, we have Himalayas, and to the west, we have Arabian Sea, and to the east, we have Bay of Bengal, and to the south we have what we call Indian Ocean. Now let us see on the map, my dear boys and girls. So to the north we have long mountains, the Young-fold mountains, also called as the Himalayas. The Himalayas, the highest mountains with the highest peak in the world. What is the highest peak? Mount Everest. You are right, Mount Everest. So Himalayas in the north, and in the south Indian Ocean, to the east Bay of Bengal, to the east Bay of Bengal, and to the west Arabian Sea. What are these? The physical divisions or physical boundaries of India are the Himalayas in the north, the Arabian Sea in the west, the Bay of Bengal in the east, and the Indian Ocean in the south. These are the physical boundaries of our country. Now look at the map. The Himalayas in the north. Where are the Himalayas? The Himalayas in the north. They are the boundaries, please. They are the physical boundaries of our country. The Himalayas in the north. The Bay of Bengal in the east. The Bay of Bengal in the east. And the Arabian Sea to the west. These are the boundaries. And in the south, we have the Indian Ocean. In the Indian Ocean. What are these four? The Himalayas, the Bay of Bengal, the Arabian Sea, and the Indian Ocean. They are the physical boundaries of our country. Continue the topic, our country, India. So what is the point of discussion today? Today it is about India's locational setting. India's locational setting or locational setting of India. We have to know on this globe where India is located. Shall we move ahead? Right. So India is located in the northern hemisphere of the globe. We know that in the previous classes we have learned that the globe is divided into two equal halves, isn't it? What is that line? What is that latitude that divides the globe into two equal halves? Yeah, it's 0 degree latitude. So 0 degree latitude divides the globe into two equal halves. The upper part, the upper half is called as northern hemisphere, and the southern part or southern half is called as southern hemisphere. But where is India located? So India is located in the northern hemisphere. But we also see here, but what is the latitude or what is the tropic that passes through the middle of or which crosses half of the way of India? It is Tropic of Cancer. It is Tropic of Cancer. Yeah, you're right. It is 23.5 degree latitude. Okay. Let us see here the Tropic of Cancer. The 23.5 degree latitude, which is also known as the Tropic of Cancer, passes through the middle of our country. Okay. And when we see the exact locational setting of India, means between what latitudes and between what longitudes India is located or set in between. Let us see with the latitudes. India is located between 8 degrees 4 minutes and 37 degrees 6 minutes N. N. What is meant by N? N means north. As I told you, India is located in the northern hemisphere. So between these latitudes, look at here map. 8 degrees 4 minutes, okay, and 37 degrees up to here. 8 degrees 4 minutes and 37 degrees what we call 6 minutes north. That is the latitudinal setting. When we come to the longitudinal setting of India, we see India is extending between 68 degrees 7 minutes east, 68 degrees 7 minutes east, okay, and 97 degrees 25 minutes east longitude here, up to here. Longitudinal setting. Latitudinal we have seen. Latitudinal is 8 degrees 4 minutes north and 37 degrees 6 minutes north. When you talk about the longitudinal setting, it is 68 degrees 7 minutes east and 97 degrees 25 minutes east. Why we are telling east again here? Because on the globe, again, the 0 degree longitude or the prime meridian as we say, that is also dividing vertically the globe into two equal halves. One, the eastern side is called Eastern Hemisphere. The other half to the west is called Western Hemisphere. So India is again lying longitudinally in the Eastern Hemisphere. When we see the globe is vertical divided into two equal halves by 0 degree latitude, India is a Northern Hemisphere, and when the 0 degree meridian or longitude is dividing the globe vertically into two equal halves, India comes under Eastern Hemisphere. So here we have the word E. E, 68 degrees 7 minutes E means eastern longitude, and 97 degrees 25 minutes means eastern longitude. See here, this part from here to here, from here to here, this part is called as the locational setting of India. I hope you have understood that between what latitudes and between what longitudes India is located. So I hope you have understood the locational setting of India. You can see in the globe here where India is on the globe. Okay, in the Northern Hemisphere and in the Eastern Hemisphere. Latitudinally Northern Hemisphere and longitudinally India comes under the Eastern Hemisphere. Shall we move ahead? Yeah. The local time, you have to know about the Indian Standard Meridian, or we call it as Indian Standard Time. Okay, let's talk today about IST. What is IST? The Indian Standard Time. So Indian Standard Time depends on the latitude which passes through our country. What is that latitude, longitude which passes through the country? It is 82.5 degree east longitude. The particular longitude of 82.5 degrees east is taken as the Indian Standard Time. That is what we see here. The local time, when we see, it changes by 4 minutes for every 1 degree of longitude. So when we talk about like this, we see in India the sun rises in Arunachal Pradesh earlier when compared to the sun rising in the west. For example, the sun rises 2 hours earlier in Arunachal Pradesh comparatively to the sun rising in the western part of our country, that is in Gujarat. This is Arunachal Pradesh where the sun rises 2 hours earlier in India than the sun rising in the west, that is in Gujarat. Okay, because of the latitudinal, longitudinal movements. For example, I told you here, the local time changes by every 4 minutes for 1 degree. Okay, so let us see what is the local longitude, which longitude is taken as the local time for India. It is, as I told you, 82.5 degree east. 82.5 degree east, which passes through Mirzapur in India, in Uttar Pradesh. Mirzapur here, 82.5 degree. Here, look at here, look at the map. This 82.5 degrees which passes through Mirzapur in Uttar Pradesh is taken by us as the Indian Standard Time, IST. So this is called as the Standard Meridian, or which is called as the Standard Meridian, the 82.5 degree east longitude. The 82.5 degree east longitude is taken as Standard Meridian for India. So the time which is taken here at 82.5 degree east longitude is considered as the local time for all the places of our country. So hence the IST, that is called Indian Standard Time for India, is calculated based on the longitude 82.5 degree east which passes through Mirzapur in Uttar Pradesh. Okay, thank you. We are going to discuss about India's neighbors, India's neighboring countries. Look at the board, all of you. What are the neighbor countries of India? Let us see what are the neighbor countries of India. Let's see: Afghanistan, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, China, Bhutan, Nepal, and we have 2 island countries which are our neighbors. What are the 2 neighbor countries which are island countries? One is Maldives, the other one is Sri Lanka. Shall we look at the map and identify them? Please come. So this is a country And here we have to identify the neighbors of our country. Let us see what is the first one. It is Afghanistan. Afghanistan is to the west, northwest. Look here, it is Afghanistan, one country, our neighboring country. Next to it is Pakistan, our neighboring country. What is the third neighbor country? It is Sri Lanka. Look at here, Sri Lanka. Next we have Bangladesh. Bangladesh, which is just adjacent to our country. This is Bangladesh. Bangladesh. The next one, China, the dragon country. China is also our neighbor country. Okay. Next we have Bhutan, the Himalayan kingdom. The Bhutan we have here. Okay. Next we have Nepal. Nepal, which is in the laps of the Himalayas. Nepal, which is in the laps of the Himalayas, and where we have the highest mountain peak, that is Mount Everest, which is in Himalayas, and they are located or situated in Nepal. See Nepal here. Nepal, the country in the laps of the Himalayas. So what are the other two countries which I told you as the island neighbors? Yeah, one is Maldives, the other one is Sri Lanka. Already I told you Sri Lanka, okay, it is a island country. Island country. And the other one is here, Maldives, to the extreme south. To the extreme south of our country, we have here, when you come down to the extreme south, we have Maldives. Maldives. Why do we call them as island countries? In the beginning of the class, I told you, when I was giving you the definition between a peninsula and an island. India is a peninsula, no doubt in that, because it is surrounded by water or water bodies on its three sides. But whereas these two countries, that is Maldives and Sri Lanka, they are surrounded by water on their four sides. They are surrounded by water on its four sides. Hence, a land which is surrounded by water bodies on its four sides is called as an island. So what are the two island neighbors of our country? Yeah, you are right. It is Maldives and the second one is Sri Lanka. Okay. Now we shall shift to the next topic in the next class. Thank you. We are going to discuss about the political and administrative divisions of our country. Yes, political and administrative divisions of our country. Let us see the political importance of our country. We all know that India is divided into 28 states, not 29. It was 29 till recently, but very recently in the month of October, we know that the central government of India has made Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh as two union territories. So Jammu and Kashmir today is not a state, it is a UT, I mean union territory. So this is the new map you can see on the slide over here. Here you can see Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh. What are Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh today? Yeah, you are right. They are union territories. Means the territories which are under the administrative control of the central government. You are right. So beside these union territories, how many union territories? We have 8 union territories. Beside this, we have 28 states, and we have Delhi as our national capital territory, which we say as NCT, National Capital Territory. And every state, of course, they have their own capitals. And here we have the largest state and the smallest state. When we see the largest state, Rajasthan has become the largest state. Earlier, it was Madhya Pradesh, as we know. When you go back to the 10 to 15 years back, we can see Madhya Pradesh was considered as the biggest state. But after the bifurcation of Madhya Pradesh into Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh, Rajasthan has automatically become the largest state in our country. And when we come to the smallest state in area, it is the Goa. And these states, we all know very well that Indian states are formed on the basis of the language. On the basis of the language of the people which speak in that particular state. For example, if you take Andhra Pradesh, the Telugu speaking people, Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, of course they are bifurcated recently. Okay, when you take Kerala people speak Malayalam. Okay, Gujarat people will speak Gujarati. Punjabi people will speak, Punjab people will speak Punjabi. So like that, on the basis of language, India is divided into so many states. That's why our states are called as linguistic states. What states? Linguistic states. Now let us see these points on the map. Move back here. So this is India with 28 states and 8 union territories. And whereas I told you India's capital, Delhi. India's capital. Look at the pointer here. So this is the location of where I am putting the scale. Look at the scale, all of you. Look at the pointer. This is Delhi. And these are the remaining 28 states. As I told you, Rajasthan is the largest state. Can you look at here? Where is the largest state? This is the largest state of India. What is it? Yeah, right. It is Rajasthan. It is Rajasthan, which is the largest state. When come to the smallest state, it is Goa. So where is Goa? To the east, the west, or north or south? Yeah, to the west. Look at here. So look at the pointer. The place where I have put the pointer, it is Goa. It is in between the two states, Maharashtra and Karnataka. Maharashtra and Karnataka. In between you can see the smallest state, Goa. So largest state is Rajasthan, smallest state is Goa. Right? Thank you. Lost the points of discussion of our topic, our country India. Shall we go ahead? Good. So today we are going to discuss about the physical divisions of our country. What are they? The physical divisions of our country. Earlier in the previous classes we have discussed the physical boundaries of our country. Am I right? Physical boundaries of our country, like the Himalayas in the north, Bay of Bengal in the east, Arabian Sea in the west, and Indian Ocean in the south. They are the physical boundaries. Now let us see what are the physical features of India, or what are the physical divisions of India. Shall we go ahead? Right. So when you look at the map over here, you can see to the north we have northern mountains. What are the mountains that are passing through over here in the north? Himalayas. The Himalayan mountain or the northern mountains you can see here, and you can see northern plains. The northern part of India is also with a wonderful, very fertile plain. What is that plain called as? You know that? It is Indo-Gangetic plain. Let us look at the map over here. This is the northern plain, northern mountains, northern plains. Next we have the great Indian desert. See, every physical feature is present in a beautiful country like India. That's why I told you it's an incredible country, a unique country I can say. We have the mountains over here, we have the plains also, and we also have the great Indian desert. You can look at over here. The great Indian desert. Can you identify which state it is? Yeah, you're right. It is Rajasthan. Once again we will go to the map later. First let us see the physical divisions. The great Indian desert. Next the peninsular plateau. We have the plateau region also. I'll come to it back again. Next we have the coastal plains. Next the island groups. So all physical features which are present in the world are all present in India. The northern mountains are there. The northern plains are there. The peninsular plateaus are there. Plateau regions are also there. Next we have the coastal plains, the desert region, and also the island groups. Just let me give a brief discussion on this. Shall I? So northern mountains, as I already told you, the Himalayas, the Aravalis are also there in India. The Himalayas are also there in India. The Satpura mountains are also there in India when we come to the southern part from northern part. At the same time I told you beautiful plain area is also there. Fertile plains are also there where wonderful agriculture is carried on in India, and where particularly if you take the Uttar Pradesh area, which is called the sugar bowl of India. If you see the plain areas which is covering this West Bengal, Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Jharkhand, this what you call Uttarakhand, all these we have mountainous areas as well as plain areas. When you talk about the great Indian desert, look at the map over here. This Rajasthan is having the wonderful desert which is called the Great Indian Desert. Indian Desert. Peninsular Plateau. When we say peninsular plateau, as I already told you, India is a peninsula covering water on its three sides, east, west and the south. So this is a plateau region. What is a plateau? A plateau is a tableland with a minimum height, and the surface is completely flat. Okay, it is having lesser height than the mountains. So these plateaus are also there. Two important plateaus. If you say particularly, we can say three plateaus we can say in India. One is called the Chota Nagpur Plateau. The other one is Malwa Plateau, and to the south of Malwa Plateau we have Deccan Plateau. So Chota Nagpur Plateau, Malwa Plateau, Deccan Plateau. Three plateaus are situated or found in India. When we talk about the plateaus, can I ask you one question? Yeah. Which is the highest plateau in the world? Yeah, it's right. It is the Tibet Plateau is the highest plateau in the world. When you go over here, because we can show it in the world map to you, Tibet Plateau. So when you talk about the coastal plains, we have two coastal plains. Eastern coastal plain and the western coastal plain. Okay, they may also be called as Eastern Ghats and the Western Ghats. There are so many states in India which are covered with the coastal area in our country. For example, if you see in the east, you have West Bengal, Odisha. Let me show you on the map. West Bengal, Odisha, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu. They are found on the eastern coastal plain or eastern ghats of our country. When you see in the western side or the western coastal plain, you have Kerala, Karnataka, Maharashtra and Gujarat. They all come under the western coastal plain, and the western ghats also pass through the western coastal plain. So east you have two plain areas, coastal areas, eastern coastal plain and the western coastal plain. You can look at the map also here. The green color, are you able to observe? The green color, the eastern coastal plain and the western coastal plain. Okay. Island groups. When you talk about island groups, we have two island groups. What are the two island groups? One is, you might have heard, Andaman and Nicobar Islands. And the second one, the Lakshadweep Islands. Andaman Nicobar Islands and the Lakshadweep Island. These are the two group of islands which comes as a part of our country. So let me show you on the map. Come on. So to the east, this is Bay of Bengal, and here you can see the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Look here, Andaman and Nicobar Islands. And on the west, you have the Lakshadweep Islands. What are they? Lakshadweep Islands. So two island groups. What is written here? The island groups. Two. The eastern side we have Bay of Bengal, where we have Andaman Nicobar Islands, and the west in the Arabian Sea we have another island group, that is the Lakshadweep Island groups. Okay. Thank you.